Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to understand how to interact with keyboard events. And we have these three keyboard events. And the first one is key down, and the second one is key press, and the third one is key up. So these are the primary keyboard events that we can capture in our code, right? Now let me give you some idea about these three events. The first one is key down. So this event is fired when a key is down. So when you press a key and when this key is down, it is fired automatically, right? And the second one is key press, and the key press and key down events are exactly same. The only difference is the key press event cannot handle, it cannot capture, I can say it cannot capture modifier keys like we have control, we have alt, we have shift, or you can say we have escape key and many more, right? So the key press event, it is exactly same as key down, but it cannot capture modifier keys. So this is the important thing. And the key up is when you release a key, right? So when you release the key, the key up event is fired, right? So this is all about these events. Now we have to understand how can we write the code for these events. And to write the code, let me first erase this code. So I'm going to erase it, and I have already opened my home.html file, and here we need to add a input tag, because the best candidate for these events are text boxes, because in text boxes you can type something, and this way you can easily capture the key events, right? So let me write down input tag here. Let me write down input type equals to text, right? And let's say the id is, let's say, trial, and let me close it. That's it, this is what I want. And now we are going to apply a key down event on this text box. So let me go here, and here I can write dollar. So I want an input tag where the id is trial, and when you press a key, when the key is down in a text box, so I can say this function should execute, right? And within this function we can write our code. So here I have an event object, and I have already told you that this event object will automatically be passed by your browser, right? And it will keep track of entire details of your event. Now let me add some code in the function. So here I can write where message equals to, and here I am using a key code. Let me first write the code. So I am using backquotes here, and here I am writing the key is then dollar, and within the dollar I can write event.keyCode. So see, the key code is a member variable of event object, and it exactly knows which key you have just pressed. So it keeps track of all the keys, and it will give you a key code, right? And basically these are ASCII codes of your keys, right? So I am going to have a message, the key is, and then I will get the ASCII code with the help of event.keyCode. And remember that key code is a member variable of event object, and it exactly knows which key you have just pressed. So then I'm saying that I want a division tag where the id is results. So you can see that I have this division tag here. So I'm going to display which key is pressed by the user in this division tag, and here I am writing HTML, and here I can write message, right? So let's open your page, refresh it. So let me see, I have this text box here. Now I'm going to write something. So first I'm going to write a letter A, See, when I write the letter A, I got the key is 65. So 65 is the ASCII value of this letter A. Then I write B, I got 66. You can see at this point. So let me highlight this point here. You can write C, you can see here. Let me take my tool first. Okay, this one is good. Okay, so you can focus here. Then I'm gonna write C. See, the ASCII code for the C is 67, and then I'm going to press control key CTRL. If I press CTRL, I see its code is 17, and you won't see this control key in the text box, but you are able to see its ASCII value, and its ASCII value is 17. Now I'm going to press alt key. See, the value of alt key is 18, and then I'm going to press the delete key. See, the key is 8, right? The ASCII code for the delete key or the backspace is 8. So this is how you can keep track of your keys. So within the text box, you are writing something, and at the same time, you are tracking that what keys you are pressing, right? So let me go back and make some other changes here. So I'm going to make some changes here, and let me write down a key press here, right? I'm writing key press here, and let me save it. And now if you go back and refresh your page, now I'm going to write something here. So I am saying A. See, here the code for A is 97. So key press event is showing different ASCII values, right? So let me write a capital A here. For capital A, it is 65, and let me write a small a, it is 97. So I think this one is the exact ASCII codes, right? So key press is giving you exact ASCII codes. Let me write capital A once again. So for capital A, it is 65, and for small a, it is 97. Now if I press the control key, so you won't see this. So let me press it. See, I got nothing. So I am continuously pressing my control key, and then I am pressing my alt key, but I am not able to get the ASCII values for these keys because the key press event is not going to capture these modifier keys. So this is all about this key press, and let me write down key down here, and let's see the ASCII codes if I write a small a or a capital A. So what is the scenario in this case? Now I'm writing a small a, I got 65. Now I'm going to write a capital A. See, for capital A it's still 65, and for small a it is also 65. So there is some issue here. So let me press the caps key off, and let me write the small a once again. See, I still got 65. So the key down event is not giving you the exact ASCII codes, right? So whenever you want to capture special symbols, digits, alphabets, so key press is the best option. But if you want to deal with the modifier keys, then I suggest you should go for key down. Okay, so let me go back here, and imagine that you want to perform a action when you press control CTRL plus A, right? So there may be some situations when you want to capture key combinations. So when you press control A, you want to do some action. So how will you do this in jQuery with the help of these events? So I'm going to use the key down event, right? So let me show you how can you do it. So let me first erase this code, right? And here I'm going to write if, and let me erase this one too. Okay, now here I can write event.ctrlKey, and I'm using AND operator here, and event.keyCode equals to, you know that for small a we have 97, I hope, and I'm going to perform action here. This is the result window. Let me say this, and here I can change its border or its color, you can say. So I want a division tag where the ID is results, and I want to change its CSS when I press Ctrl and A key together, right? So here I am saying border and 4 pixels dotted red, let's say. Let me save it. So let's go back here and work on this. Okay, let me refresh here, and now okay, so when we were using key down, the key code was 65, I think, because it was not changing. But in case of key press, we were getting 65 and 97. Okay, so let me execute my code now. So now my cursor is in the text box, and make sure your cursor is in the text box. Otherwise, there would be no effect of pressing the key combinations. So I am going to press Ctrl A. See, when I press Ctrl A, your result window have a dotted red color border, right? So my key combination is working. So let me show you what is happening here. So just like a key code is a member variable of event object. Likewise, we have a control key. So this is a member variable of event object. And if you have pressed the control key, its value will be true. And if it is not pressed, its value will be false, right? So we are checking that if it is true and the event code is 65, then we should have this border, right? So likewise, just like a control key, you have some other member variables of event object, like you can write alt key, right? You can write shift key, and so on. Well, in some books or websites, you will see that they use event.keyCode. This also returns a sky value, that which key you have pressed, but it is not compatible with all the web browsers. So I always suggest you should use KeyCode. So this is the better way of tracking your keys. And one important point is, you might be thinking that is it mandatory to use these key events or keyboard events on text boxes or text areas? No, it's not like that. I can even apply my uh, event on a document. So let me go back here and refresh my page, right? So now I have this document, and if in this document I clicked Control A, see my cursor is not in the text box right now. My cursor is not in the text box. Now let me press Control A. See, I still got this border, a red dotted border. So you can apply these events on some other elements too, on your document, maybe on your text area, maybe on some other sections, right? Well, likewise, you can use key up here, and the only thing is this function will fire, or it will execute only if you release your key. Rest everything is same. It will also keep track of your modifier keys. So let me go back here and refresh my page. Now I have not clicked in the text box. If I press Ctrl A, see, nothing is happening. Now I clicked inside the text box, and now I am pressing Ctrl A. Let me see. Oh, why we are not getting it? Maybe yeah, we have written a document here. Okay, so let me first go back and here write input hash trial. Let me save it. Now go back, refresh your page. Now click on your text box, and if I press Ctrl A, see, I got a red dotted border. So this is all about these events. So keep practicing on these and try to use alt key and shift key.